Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Zano, and this is episode 191 of the world famous University of Love podcast, also known as Online Marketing Moves. And we are coming to you live today. Today is February the 2nd, 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, I have some exciting news to share with you. Next week, Lord willing, say a prayer for your boy. But me and my wife are going to go to the doctor and we're going to find out the sex of the baby. Will it be a boy? Will it be a girl? I don't know, but we will soon find out. My wife keeps saying a boy because we have names already. We have names picked out. And I'll give you a funny story. This is a very true story. I met my beautiful wife, we'll say 2009. Matter of fact, this month. Yeah, I met my wife Valentine's Day or the day after Valentine's Day. I can't really remember. I think it was on Valentine's Day. I met my wife at Walmart. All right, met at Walmart. So shout out Walmart. Good looking out. I appreciate it. But I met my wife 2009. We started dating. Things were going well, And I remember we was gonna move into an apartment. So we went to this place, and we went to this place. I forget, it was Pro Move. I don't know if that's a thing outside of Atlanta, but it's a company, Pro Move. So they was, picking out what place would be, good for us or whatever. And then my wife picked out the place. And then we was getting the car because I needed the car, and I wanted her to drive because I was gone a lot. So I told her, we'll get a car that you can drive around in. That'll be fine. So my wife picked out the car. She picked out the apartment. I remember we was at Discount Tire. That's the tire place. We was getting a service on the car. And I told my wife, I said, you picked out where we live. You picked out the car. You picking out a lot of different things. I said, can I pick out one thing? She said, what's that? I said, if we ever have a daughter, I would like to pick out her name. And my wife said, that's fine with me. Now you see, this is what happens when you negotiate and you don't think anything of it. You know what I mean? Caught off guard. And I said, I will reveal the name next week. So keep listening. But if it's a girl. But she said, sure, you can name her. And I said, all righty. And then, of course, wife didn't think anything about it. And I remember we got married. And I said, you remember if we have a child and she's a girl, your husband, old Tony, gets to name her. And she said, oh, Lord. I said, So, my wife has been pulling for a boy from the time she found out she was pregnant. She's been rooting for a boy. She's like, come on, son. I'm like, I don't know. We'll find out. But anyway. But, yeah, that's, it's funny how things work out like that sometimes, You meet, so weird how you meet people and you never know, relationships. You never think about where they're gonna go, what's gonna happen. I know I don't. I'm having a mind frame. When I meet people, I'm like, all right, it's cool. They're a nice person. They're cool, and we'll see where this goes. It's like my two of my buddies from the Navy. I met this guy, one of my best friends, and somebody says, hey, this guy right here, he looks just like you. And I said, what? And then I walked up to him and I said, we do kind of look alike. And the guy's from California. I'm like, how in the? I was like, this is weird. So we got to know each other just because we sort of kind of looked alike and we was doing the same job in the Navy. And 20 years later, we're still rocking and rolling. So life. But today, ladies and gentlemen, enough of story time. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about email marketing. Are you emailing people? Now, we're going to do a little challenge. I want you to join me. Because sometimes I slack off when it comes to the email. Every now and then, I have I go 2 weeks, then I might miss a few days. I might go 3 weeks, then I might miss a few days. But I don't want to do that. You know, I want to go the next. I'm gonna say, well, me personally, I'm gonna go the next 6 months. I'm not gonna miss a day of email. You 90 days, but you can join 6 months too. No, you know what? We're gonna do 6 months. You and I, this day forward. Time you listen to this, I need you to email. If you have an email list. If you don't have an email list, let's start growing one. But and trust me, the more content you produce, the more emails you will get. I've gotten every week. I get emails. It's great, but I need you to email. Even if you have, this is what I want you to do. Even if you have one person, 100 people, 1,000 people, email every day for 6 months and see the results. Because email is, and people think, oh, people don't open emails, but people don't open emails from people they don't know. If you email every day, they're either gonna A, and don't feel like, oh, I'm annoying them. Who cares? You're running a business. If somebody doesn't want to be in your email list, that's what they got unsubscribe for. You know what I'm saying? Unsubscribe. Goodbye. See you later. Okay. So email every day, and anytime you email somebody, always have either you direct somebody to your website, you direct them to the YouTube page, YouTube channel. But whatever you do, make sure you are directing them somewhere. Just don't email to email. I made that mistake a couple times. I just wrote I wrote an email. It was a pretty good email too, actually. It was the beginning, but I didn't really know what I was doing. I was writing the email, and I sent it out, and somebody wrote back, and they said, "Oh, that's a nice email." They said, "Yeah, that's a good story. I like that." And then I was like, "Dang, I can't do nothing with that," because I didn't have a link. I didn't have anything to be like, "Hey, check this out." So don't set yourself up like I did in the beginning and not email. Like during the weekdays, I normally write an email and then put down an affiliate, offer, I'm an affiliate for a couple different things. I normally write down, put the link in for that. Then on the weekends, I more or less, write about, subscribing to the podcast or signing up for daily emails, things like that. But mostly, not daily. Why would I say daily? Why would I say daily emails? And they already on the list. They get daily emails. No, but on the weekends, I normally talk about the YouTube channel or I talk about the podcast. You know what I mean? Just so that way, because the more times you tell people, hey, I got content. Hey, check out my content. Hey, check out my content. Hey. The more eyeballs you get to see the content, the more production you can get, the more value you can give to the world, and the more followers, customers, however you want to phrase it, you will get. So weekdays, affiliate links, or whatever, weekends, if you have content, if you have a YouTube channel, just direct them towards YouTube. And it doesn't have to be, a set. You don't have to make it bland. You don't have to make it boring. You can just talk about whatever you want to talk about. As I always tell you, you have a brain, and you have a life. And if you've had a life, I don't care if you're 18, 19, 20, up until the age of 67. It doesn't matter. You can take anything that has happened to you, or any movie that you like, anything that you enjoy, or anything that you have done, anything that caused you pain or something. If you are comfortable talking about that, you could turn that into an email. You could turn that into a story. You could turn that into some content. So never. Because you will never run out of ideas, trust me. The more you do this, the more you will get better at. Trust and believe you me. I do this podcast on 90, what do you think we're at? 97% daily, 98%, 99%. Yeah. We do this on a regular basis. And the more I do it, the more comfortable I get with coming up with ideas, Of course, now I spend 10 minutes, 15 minutes just thinking, and I'm like, I should talk about this, I should talk about that. I plan out the week, and then we go for it, And after a while, even sometimes on the fly, if I'm like, I don't think that's a good idea, I'm gonna change it. I can change it, and I can talk about it. We can upload the podcast, and we can keep it rocking and rolling. And the more you do something, the better at it you will get. It's just like today. It had been a little while since I'd done some yoga. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do some yoga. I did 10 minutes. 10 minutes. By the 10th minute, I was, I was a little huffy. I was a little puffy. But if I go back to doing the yoga like I was doing it on a regular basis, there'll be no problems. I won't be huffy and I won't be puffy. Okay? So, doing things on a regular basis will help you out tremendously. So, make sure you are emailing every day, no matter how big or small the list is. If you have one person, email them every day. If you have 10 people, email them every day. And of course, as the time goes on, you will build up your email list. And we talked about this before, but the reason why you want to have an email list is you never know when Facebook and Instagram is owned by Facebook, so you never know when these things are going to conk out. You never know when they're going to kick you off. So you want to be able to have somewhere to tell people, hey, I'm not gone, I'm still here. They kick me off, blah, blah, blah. And of course, if they kick you off, you can always turn that into a story, That's the great, if you get kicked off a platform, that's always the great, David versus Goliath kind of story that you can tell. So just keep that in mind as well. But we're gonna bang them out. 6 months, emails, and we will see the results. And I bet you, I guarantee you email, you will get better. The emails, you write them, you will get better. And the better you get, the more sales you will make. So trust and believe me, it will pay off. Let's get into it. Let's do it. Let's make it happen, Captain. All right? That's it for now. That's it for the podcast. We'll be back tomorrow with another hard-hitting episode of Online Marketing Moves. And oh yeah, if you haven't already, write this email down, Tony@onlinemarketingmoves.com. That is Tony@onlinemarketingmoves.com. That is where you can email me. We can chat it up, chit chat. We can get to know each other, we can talk about content producing. We can talk about taking action. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. All right. And I just started a Facebook page, Online Marketing Moves. So we're gonna, start working on that and build that out. So if you can find it I have to see if you can find it. But if you go to Facebook, type in Online Marketing Moves, it'll be a page. Well, we'll get more into that when I actually get the page up and running. I just set up a page so far, but don't forget, email Tony@onlinemarketingmoves.com. And if you don't have this is the plug segment, and if you don't have an email responder, you can check out GetResponse. And if you want to check out GetResponse through your old pal Tony here, you can go to my website, theloudydriver.com/tools, and then you can click on GetResponse, and you can get started with your very own GetResponse. It's very cheap. The cheapest package is like $15. You can go there, $15 to get you like 500 up to 500 people on your email list. So if you have no email list, you can get started with that, and then you can build it and grow it out. Of course, the more emails you get, the more they'll charge you, but the more emails you get, the more money you're making, so you'll be able to afford it. All right, that's it for the plug segment, and that's it for the episode. I appreciate it, and we will talk again tomorrow. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, say